What's one of the most important aspects of photography? We're going to talk about that today. When I started learning about photography and learning how to use my new Canon R10, I would talk about that whole process with everyone in my life. My stepdaughter Miranda had just gotten married, and her husband's father Mike was someone who had a lot of experience with photography. He had recently retired from his day job and was now focusing on photography full time. He and I would talk about photography stuff anytime our families got together, and I really valued those conversations and looked forward to them as well. We planned to get together to go shooting at a lake near Woodland Park, where I live. We went to North Catamount Reservoir, where he embarked me on a photography masterclass. He talked me through the f-stop, aperture, ISO, and shutter speed and the differences between the three, as well as many different photography techniques. The f-stop and aperture affects how much bokeh or blurriness is in your photo, but also controls how much light gets into your photos. The ISO affects lighting in your pictures. Typically, if you're shooting something in a high light situation, you will have an ISO of 100. Whereas if you're shooting something in a low light situation, then your ISO would be higher. The shutter speed affects the amount of time that the shutter is open. All three of these affect the others based on different settings, and that was what was still not making much sense to me. We began by taking pictures of a distant lake with different lenses. I was using both my 16 to 28 f2.8 lens and my 18 to 150 millimeter kit lens, and I was shooting on my Canon R10. We experimented with different settings, with focusing on something in the foreground at a low f-stop and then taking the same picture but with a higher f-stop. This is now something that I do frequently when taking pictures. I'm going to show you two pictures now. They're basically the same picture, both focusing in on the columbines in the foreground, but the first one was taken at f2.8, so a very low f-stop, and the second picture was taken at f11 with a much higher f-stop. In the first picture you can see that the flowers are very much in focus, and then everything else is fairly blurry in the background. On the f11 picture, the flowers are still the main focus of the picture, but everything behind it is now much more in focus. Changing the f-stop really changes the picture significantly. Mike was shooting on a Sony camera, and we would even attempt to take the same picture and then compare the pictures even just between our two cameras with the same settings. When we got down to the lake, a family of geese swam right by us, so we happily accepted the challenge of photographing them. I'm extremely lucky and blessed to have Mike as a mentor with photography stuff. No matter where you are in your photography journey, mentorship is a very important aspect. Anytime you're learning something new, having someone you can learn from and troubleshoot with is very important. I encourage you to reach out to others who share your passion and to learn from each other. You will see how much there is to learn, and you will help a friend in the process. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video. Also, please subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll catch you in the next one.